Okay, I've got a 2009 Mazda 6. It's a 2.2 diesel. It's done 135,000 miles now, and I'm getting a bit of bearing noise coming from the pulleys area. So I'm going to do a quick video how I'm going to change the bottom idler pulley on the drive belt and the tensioner pulley on the tensioner. So hopefully I'm going to be able to get the tensioner off and just replace the pulley. These are the parts I've ordered. It's the tensioner pulley, and this is a replacement idler pulley. Okay, first thing you've got to do is you've got to take your wheel arch splash guard off. It's a load of plastic rivets, just like this. They've got a little plastic screw. You unscrew that, pry it out the screwdriver, and just pop the plastic rivets out. Pull your wheel guard back, and it exposes your bottom pulley of your drive belt. There's your idler pulley. We're going to be changing that. First of all, we've got to remove the tension on the drive belt, which tension is down here. We have to pull this back, and see I've got a drill bit inserted into the hole in the tensioner. I think it's a 5mm, but you find something suitable you can stick into the tension hole there. You're going to pull this tensioner back, and the drill bit's going to pop into position, hold the tensioner open so we can take the bottom idler pulley off. Also, because we're taking the tensioner off, we're going to have to jack the engine, undo the engine mount bolts, jack the engine up to get to the bolts to remove this whole tensioner assembly. So we've got the engine mount off now. It's 3 bolts on the bottom, 17mm bolts, 3 17mm nuts on top. It's quite easy to get out. You need to support the engine with a jack. Jiggle it up and down a little bit just to relieve the tension on the studs there. Move this pipe out of the way, or bracket off there. Pull this out of the way, take it out. Jack the engine up enough to expose or gain access to 3 10mm that hold this on. There's one there, one directly beneath, and one just on the inside there. Take them 3 bolts off, and it should come off. Should have enough clearance just to take that off there. Right, I've got the tensioner off. Now what I will say is, to get to the bolts when it's back into position, you can get to, let me put it up there. You can get to these 2 bolts easy. This third one, the tensioner arm's in the way. So what you've got to do is remove the, take the tensioner off the drill bit that you put in. See, it locks in on that shelf there. You have to take that off so it exposes this last fixing bolt. I can't remember if I said, but make sure you have your bottom idler off, otherwise you're not going to have enough room slack on the belt to take it off. Now, as you can see, I hope you can hear that, but this bearing is past it, it's worn out, 135, it's got rock. I mean, when the engine's running, you can't really hear it in normal accelerating driving. It's when you come off the accelerator, coming down a hill, and the load comes off the engine. It really makes a lot of noise. Yeah, so I thought I'm going to change. Did look at changing the whole arm, but it's about £110, and you can change just the bearing for about 20. I mean, I'm lucky I got a offer and I bought another bearing, and this one only cost me £5 for a new one. But on average they're about £20 if you look on eBay. Take a bit of searching, but if you search for the tensioner with this part number on. If I show you on this box, this is the brand I went for. It should have the part number on there, 15980. Can you see it? 15980. The BCDB, I believe, is just a revision to it, so I'm hoping it will fit. I'm yet to still check. Okay, I've got the tensioner set up in a vise. Give you a better idea of how bad the play is. This is, like I say, this 135,000 this pulley's done. And you can imagine how bad it was sounding. So a little bit of advice doing this: make sure you get yourself a good Torx bit and socket. This is it's a T50, it's a T50 bit. Don't try and use a Allen key one, because if you screw that up, it's going to give you problems. You have to chisel it out. It's very tight. So get yourself a good fitting on a 1/2 inch drive socket, 1/2 inch drive, crack it loose. If you can hold, you will need to somehow hold it in a vise. Hold it somehow, because it is quite tight. I've had changed pulleys in the past where these have been negative thread, and I've done it on a Mazda before, and it's been a negative thread. That would have been a Mazda with a Ford engine though. This is a normal thread, so I've already cracked this and loosened this up. So as you can see, with it removed, worn out. The new one I've got, it looks very cheaply made. I didn't pay a lot for it, but it's a Japanese bearing. The bearing's made in Japan. I suppose that's all that matters. I don't really like the way it's made in 2 pieces and kind of riveted in the middle. But I suppose a genuine Mazda one, you're probably looking at £50 plus. And I'm not prepared to pay that on an old car like this. So luckily I've offered it up. It's exactly the same diameter, width, and comes with a different type washer. I might use the other washer, I don't know, and bolt. It sits on the collar of that tensioner and just clamps in on the inner race. So with the new one fitted, we got a 15mm bolt. I thought about keeping it original and using the same bolt and washer, but I don't like these Torx bits. They're just problems for the future. So don't know the Torx spec, but the other one was pretty tight, so we'll do it roughly the same. This clamps on the inner race, so it doesn't restrict the way it moves. I mean, that's just because it's new. It's not spinning as freely. It's not worn out. It's obviously new. Clamps on the inner race, and that's basically the tensioner refurb with a new pulley. And we'll stick it back on the car. Right, this is the idler pulley. It's the same one. This is a Gates one, which is a very high quality one. When I first started, I did the timing chain a couple of years ago, and I was going to replace this then. It's just slightly graunchy, not really making much noise, this one. Or should I say this one? But I wanted to replace it anyway, but it was £80, and I thought, I'll change it when it gets worse. But this one found for £20, and around £20 all day on eBay anyway. So I thought, man, they're quite a hefty bearing, and it's they've got like a double bearing, and it's surprised how they do wear out. I mean, it'll probably still last the life of the car, but for 20 quid now, it's worth doing. I've got it all apart to do the tensioner, so I'm changing this. If you want the part number, this is for the R288 engine, a 2.2 diesel. I fitted to the Mazda 6. I think it's fitted to the 3 and maybe some other models. The part number is T36417. Readily available on eBay. Part number for the other one. They do have them on eBay, but these are £25 I think on eBay, but I got this from Germany, a couple of days, well, about week's delivery, but it was cheaper, even with postage at £8. This came in at £4, but they're on eBay about £20. This is 500-239. That's Cafaro. Yeah, so I'll get this fitted. As you can see, the pulley's all fitted down there. Well, it's not very easy to see, but you can see right in the middle of the screen there. So that's it. I've had the car running. Everything's all right. Everything's all buttoned back up. What I will just point out, might be a bit helpful to you, is when you do it, trying to take the tension off this, don't use this. Well, you could do if you can find an exact spanner, but I've got old size spanners and metric spanners, and I can't get nothing, and sockets, flats and everything. Nothing seems to fit this right. It's probably a Mazda special tool size. So what I found is I've got a 23mm spanner. I think I put it across the back edge and used a pry bar to pull it back, tension it and everything. That was the only main problem it come across. All in all, I mean, the job only takes, now instead of 2 hours, it'll take an hour and a half. You probably do it in an hour if you're good with the tools. So all in all, yeah, that's these two done. So that's the tensioner arm pulley. It's not readily available unless you have got to do your homework trying to find a part number that's suitable. A lot of people, I mean, one place I sent an email to with this part number. I said, would this fit my car? Gave them the registration. They said no. They tried to sell me a complete tension assembly at £110, but I did my own research, cross-referenced it. When it turned up, it's quite reassuring. It's literally got the engine code and part number on the box, so I was happy with that, because like I said, that one only cost me £4. This one £20. I got it shipped from Germany. The company I used was autodoc.com. But this, you get this in the UK for about £20 now on eBay, and you can get equivalent type for about 21 for this as well. Okay guys, thanks for watching. I've hoped I've helped someone. Yeah, I mean, it's not too hard a job. Don't be too afraid to give it a go. Ideally best if you've got someone to help you. I've got my son, he's only 11 years old, but just to have someone there to hold the tools, pass your stuff. You know, some jobs could be a little bit two-handed to do, but yeah, it's always easy with two. But yeah, okay, thanks for watching, and hope to help someone out.